my dear Leo. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between May 16 and May 31st, 2018, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos. I also put up a voting for the final order to read in, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign, so I read for them bright and early. And you did well, Leo. There was a lot of likes and a lot of votes, so I'm very grateful for the appreciation. I have put astrological information for the month of May in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it, so if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, Leo, I see compromises in the reversed and aloneness in the reversed, and obviously letting go. Six of Cups wants to show, Eight of Cups wants to show its face. This is Six of Pentacles, and aloneness, number 9. It's the Major Arcana Hermit card. So it seems like you might be compromising yourself to avoid being alone. It's if I'm in this certain way, people might like me. And it might be also that you are currently dealing with these kind of issues. And since both cards are in the reversed, maybe you don't care if you are lonely and you don't care if people like you or not. You don't want to get into bad compromises. Okay, we have also rebirth here, Ten of Swords in reverse, so it's about changing like your perspective of things, starting to see things in a new way, not doing things in the old way that made these bad compromises. Okay, so I call the Divine with love and light. And here we have 3 celebration and 6 compromises in reverse. So it seems like you're a little bit grumpy, Leo, like you avoid the crowds, okay? Hell is other people. So 3 celebrations, 6 compromises. It might also be some of you might be caught in relationships where you kind of sell yourself off short to be with people, maybe even taking the crumbs from the rich man's table, and it can mean a lot of different things. For example, it can mean being just the lover to someone that's that have already a husband, or to someone that already has a wife or another girlfriend or another boyfriend. It doesn't have to be in a romantic way, but it seems like some of you might be involved in a 3-party relationship where you have kind of taken the short straw. Okay, you live your life satisfied with breadcrumbs. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we see adventure with the 6 compromise. So it kind of it suggests for you that that you need to start to align with your true self, the little child that you were when you came. This is your soul manifested on earth, out on an adventure. And 6 compromise can of course be a very good card. It's connected to the Lover's card, so 6 of Pentacles. It's like charity, or it's like giving a lot to other people, but it's a balance card. So it can be over-functioning, like doing too much for people, or under-functioning, not being able to take responsibility, being the black sheep. So probably we have Leos here that has one of these problems. Either you are over-functioning or under-functioning. But what you really need to focus on is to becoming more yourself, and maybe also not become stuck in a situation because your relationships are hard, doesn't mean that they need to continue being in this way. If you change and become more authentically you, you will meet more people that's more authentically themselves as well, and you can have more balance in your relationship instead of bad compromises. Okay, we can compromise, we can work together with people, and we just shouldn't sell ourselves off short or pretend to be someone that we are not, so we can be loved or feared or respected or whatever it is our aim is. So I call the 6 elements earth, wind, fire, ordinariness, 8 of Pentacles, with the 6 of Pentacles compromises. So 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. It really looks like you don't have too much to spare with other people. It's like you are preoccupied with doing something that's very much your own. Maybe you're going on your own adventure, trying to find yourself. And we have this little bugger wants to show its face here. It's another 6. It's 6 of Swords, and here it calls the burden. Usually it's a card about aligning head and heart, but here it's the head has gotten the best of you and kind of pushing you to work harder, perform more, do better. So for some of you might have exchanged relationships for work or performance. Okay, so you're putting when some area, it might be different for different Leos, but some Leos might have put, if the love area doesn't work, you put all your effort into work and to performing, and you have kind of this voice in your head, and so you try to you try to get a balance in your life. You try to get the things you need, appreciation for one, and how to get it is to perform or do things that you can be proud of. We see this oyster here. For others of you, it might be the other way around. You have because we have a money issue here, so either it's too much money or too little money with the Pentacles cards that we saw. So for some of you, it will be that you have replaced your success with relationships instead, or maybe being even little bit of relationship predator. So having like short, maybe not that sincere relationships. Okay, but most of you slowing down. We had the Knight of Pentacles here. It's Taurus, so you have a lot of earth. It might be that you're dealing with an earth sign. So slowing down here is talking about maybe you don't want to give yourself away or your energy away to things that doesn't work. You want to be sure that if you spend your energy somewhere, it's going to pay off. So for example, if work have always worked out for you, maybe this is where you spend your energy. If love relationships or family relationships has always worked out for you, maybe this is where you spend your energy. But I'm thinking you're asked to also use this like mastery that you have in one area of your life and apply it to the area in your life that doesn't work. So for example, if you're very good with creating money and not so good with creating love, use the same abilities that you use to create money to create love, or the other way around. So it's like you need to have a little bit of a plan and be patient and, you know, trial and error to get this to work. So for example, people that's very good with money, for example, they might not be so much worried about money. And they also have this aura around them that this is very important. Like it's very important to go to work. It's very important to be there every day, even if you're sick. So it's a determination as well. And if you could use the same determination on the areas of your life that doesn't work. Okay, so we have new vision in the reverse. That's the Hangman together with 6 of Swords, the burden. So it's some kind of, it's like you're coming out of some kind of, it's like a trap, and I'm thinking it's your own trap. So for example, people that's thinking like money doesn't grow on trees, or you need to work very hard to get money, will often find themselves in situation where money is scarce. It's the same if you think that there's not good enough like partners out there, all the good ones is already taken and the bad ones are drawn to me, then this is what's going to happen. So I'm thinking you have created your own little loop here. So one area of your life is working, one area is not. You need to apply this, what works, on the circumstance or situation that doesn't work, because it seems like you're stuck in some kind of loop in the other area that is totally unnecessary. Okay. Where were I? I want my dear Leos to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. And here we have exhaustion. Exhaustion and traveling. 9 of Wands and 8 of Wands. And the dream. So it's some kind of, and 7 of Wands and the Alchemist card. So I'm thinking, you are a little ambivalent. It's like you want to do one thing, but you go in the other direction. You're not applying yourself to what you really dream of because you are exhausted. So I'm thinking you have tried something that really didn't work, and now you don't want to try that again. But it's like a long distance call. Something is calling you. And you probably don't want to go with it, because the 9 of Wands in reverse is like a person being numb. You don't even fight anymore. You're just numb. It doesn't touch you anymore because you have worked too hard or applied too much of yourself or became too traumatized. So you can't even hear the calling. It's like your soul's calling, or it's something calling you, like a dream is calling you, some kind of hope, and you don't want to hear it. Okay. Okay, 6, compromise. This card wants to tell us something more. Maybe it's about this with being the bigger person. Maybe you have a certain view of yourself as either successful or unsuccessful, and you don't want to break that image of you. It's like the rooster that we saw on the top of the other guy's head in the other 6. It's some kind of pride that you have, and the pride. So if you for example always have been in a certain kind of way, it's like you like this way of being, even if it doesn't gain you really the things that you want. So for example, if you like to always be the good person, it's like you have this role of being the good person, the bigger person. So you always want to be the bigger person, and you never want to show another side to you, because it's like an identification. You are identifying with this being this great person, and it's not really the truth. I'm thinking that you need, in some cases, you need to step down from your high horses. It's something about, it's pride, but it's not pride in the way like you want to win over people. It's more like an identification. It's something that you need. It's not something that it's something that you need, but it's nothing that another person needs from you. It's like an illusion that you're holding on to. Here we have awareness together with isolation. So it looks, some of you might have, we have seen the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles a lot. Some of you might have different relationship, maybe with an air and an earth sign. And here we see mostly about air in this, what fell out here. This is the Chariot. So some of you will be dealing with an air sign that's very stubborn and proud. Okay, so this is another message for you, and it's like it's more important to win than to open up to each other. So some of you will be like a victim of a situation that's very lopsided, and it's kind of nothing you can do about it, more than working with yourself. If you are dealing with, I saw that you were very numb. If you're dealing with a situation with people that's very difficult, and you are this exhausted, I understand why you don't listen to the calling, because maybe that's just more of that, all the swords, all the quarreling that we saw, all the I will win over you, I will be better than you. So it's no real connection, but you need to look inside, because everything that's mirrored on the outside is coming from the inside. So even if you have this problematic people in your life that's not helpful, you have some part of yourself that's not helpful towards yourself. So you need to look at where you are pushing yourself instead of seeing the truth of what you want or what you like. It might be, for example, this with working too hard or being too goody-good or whatever it is that you're doing. That's not really you. And it's kind of a side to you that's not helpful to you. It's actually pushing you to do something that's not natural for you and not helpful, because it's just pushing you because it wants this identification. I can't explain it better than that. I hope it will come up more description of it in the reading. So I will just tune in for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Leos, this is your future there, and this is your now there, and this is your past. So in the past we have the Patience card. It's 7 of Pentacles. So it seems like you have been waiting for something. It's like you have been in the process of birthing forward something new. And here we have this Swords entities again, and it's a Page of Swords here, Ace of Swords, and a Page of Pentacles. So as I said before, it might be that you are dealing with air and earth energy. It might be different people in your life, but it might also be different aspects of yourself. So you have one part of you that's like a factory. You're thinking a lot of things, and this what you are thinking is what you are going to birth forward. So take a second and figure out what is it that you're usually thinking about, like what's the broken record, what's going again and again and again and again. It's something here that you're putting a lot of energy into, that's not going to lead to anything good. So you might be thinking that all people are like this, or I will never get money, or something that's destructive for you. So whatever it is that you are birthing forward here, it will be tainted with this. The suggestion is to become more aware about what you are thinking. And the Adventure card in reversed, it's like you can't stick to, it's this goal that you have. It's like you have lost hope a little bit. You have a goal, and you were born with a certain kind of longing, but I think you are too tired to continue to strive towards this, and it's like you're sabotaging yourself because you're thinking these bad things, and then you're creating them, and then you still have this longing to create whatever it is that you want to create, but you can't create it because you're thinking badly of it, and then you create something bad, and then you're exhausting yourself because you're running in this wheel. So it's really, really important that when you think thoughts about life or the world in general or people, every time you catch yourself with thinking that, well, there's so much evil out there, you need to stop yourself and take forward at least 3 examples of non-evil, okay, good things. Every time you think, oh, I never have enough money, you think of 3 examples when you had enough money and when you actually could buy the things that you want, or how you have been able to provide yourself with food the whole month, or whatever it is. So 3 things every time. So it's serious, this, because you're running in some kind of loop, and it's going to exhaust you totally, and you feel like you are a victim, but you're only a victim to your own thoughts. It's you that's the creator here, and you're creating a little bit of crappy things. Okay, still a creator, but you don't create the things that you want. You create the things that you kind of don't want. And here we have the 6 of Pentacles. So this is how you're trying to buy yourself out of the situation, since it's only coming, like bad things are presenting themselves to you. You're trying to take these bad things because you still have this longing. You still want to live your life in the way that you dream that it should be lived. So when opportunities comes, you take them, either it means a bad compromise or not. Because you take the chances that's given, and they are given to you from yourself, because it's you that creating these opportunities, and the opportunities that you create are a little bit crappy, to be honest. Okay, we have the Fool and Silence here, so it's like you're thinking that you're foolish, and it's like a dream. The dream will never come true, so I have to like be satisfied with the breadcrumbs, with whatever is thrown to me, like a bone to a dog, but we still have hope here. And then we have ordinariness, so it's your escape thing that you're doing, concentrating on the things that actually works in your life and kind of disregarding the things that doesn't work. So that might be the bad compromise. You don't go after the things that you actually dream of, because it's no use, since you are creating the same situation again and again and again with your expectations. So you need to change your expectations, and it's not easy. If you have gotten proof after proof after proof that the world is like this, you will believe it. But if you look at, just take a random person in your surrounding and look, they probably don't have the same pattern that do you. So you can see that you are the creator. They are creating their life in a different style. You are creating your life in your style, and you don't like your style. So stop using this style of creation. The only thing you need to do is to stop the way you're thinking. Maybe you should also be very aware of when you're thinking of the past. When you're thinking of the past, it's not about fooling yourself, but try to pick forward the good examples instead of always reminiscing about things that didn't work out. Okay, and here we have understanding, so it's the Page of Cups. So it seems that like this could lead to a new type of freedom for you, a new type of creation. Here we have innocence, it's the sun in the reversed, and nothingness, so it's something with your soul here, and creation. I'm thinking your soul has been traumatized in some way, and therefore it's a little bit crooked, but you can fix it. You can see it here. You can fix it. You need a lot of patience and determination. Here we have the slowing down card again. So I'm thinking all Leos should put up a billboard with the things that you really want in your life, somewhere where you can see it, and put like cut pictures out of new magazines and stuff like this, or print them from internet with things that you really want in your life, so you can see them and have this as goals, long-term goals. And this is you being the creator, so you need to have a very clear mind. You need to not think crappy thoughts. And that is when you're taking yourself out of prison and becoming one of the free birds roaming the sky, okay? Creating the things that you actually want instead of creating a caged nightmare to yourself. So it seems like it's about to break, but I understand that this is tough because it's only you that can help you, so you can't really rely on anyone else. You need to take control over yourself by becoming aware, by becoming like seeing what it is that you are creating. You have kind of it's like you have, what I said, given up and just, okay, so this is what life wants to give me. So it's a little bit like if the life gives you lemons, you make lemon juice. Okay, so I'm thinking this is what you do because you're trying to be very positive, but you're not truly positive. You have something inside of you that's very negative and thinking very negatively about things, and it seems to be very powerful, and therefore you are creating the same situation over and over and over again. It's like you have stopped believing in fairy tales and dreams, and that's good. We need to wake up from the illusion. It seems like you might have done a good part of work with that too. This is death transformation, but it's in the reverse, so it's like you're not true yet. It's like you're stuck in the death phase. I understand that you have fought very hard, maybe first for your dream, and then you saw that the dream was false, you gave it up, and now it's like you continue dying in some way. I will see more with the next card. So, okay, and here we have the source. So this is your soul. So your soul is dying. It's a little bit what we saw also here. This with the nothingness and innocence card. The innocence card is the sun, so it's the strongest energy card in the whole deck. And this is the second strongest. So it's something with your, it's like your light is dimmed, and your light is dimmed probably. Imagine this, that your soul is a very courageous soul, going down in life after life with very hard missions, and therefore becoming very bruised and tainted. And now you believe this is how the world is, and it's very hard for you to take yourself out of the trauma. It's like, I remember when I was little, there came a lot of people from Beirut. This was in the 83 to 86, maybe something like this, if I remember correctly. And they were really scared. For example, when there was an airplane going over the sky, they could hide underneath the table. And for me, it was like very hard to understand, because it was only an aeroplane. But I saw their fear, and their fear was real, even if there was nothing to be fearful about. So I'm seeing this is kind of what you are going through here, Leo. The airplane comes, and you believe that there's going to be an attack and bombs are going to fall. And since you are a very powerful creator, this is what you create with your life, with this energy. And I'm guessing it's a nightmare. Yes, clinging to the past. So you're thinking too much on the past, dreaming too little about the future. And yes, dreams about the future can make us very anxious and full of anticipation, and we have a lot of get it now ideas. So it might be this that you're trying to avoid by just going with whatever works instead of following your dreams. But neither of it is the answer, okay? The answer is still that you want is what you dream of, but you just need to create something better for yourself by waking up, okay? You need to start to catch yourself every time you reminisce about something. It's like you're an alcoholic, and you're alcoholic about the past or some past trauma. So these children that hidden underneath the table, they relive the war every day, because we had a lot of airplane traffic where I lived. So and you are doing the same. You are reliving it again and again. But it's just in your head. It's not really your reality. Doesn't have to be the reality if you can catch yourself. Hide underneath the table, it's fine. Do that, but know that you're doing it because of fear, not because of something that's actually happening in your life. So you can start to become aware and deal with whatever it is that has traumatized you so much that you now is stuck on in the past. The pain body that you have is of course very powerful. So when you think about the past and these gruesome things that happen, you will have a lot of interesting chemicals being released in your body, like adrenaline and noradrenaline and other chemicals that wants to soothe you. So I'm thinking you're a little bit addicted to this kind of things, and it's making your soul not being able to live the full life that it wants to live. And it's not something that's wrong. Nothing's wrong. It's just that you can choose differently. There's nothing wrong with you. You have been through something that was giving you bad memories, but you don't have to reminisce about them. You can stop. You have the control to stop. So every time you think about the past, think about what you want for the future instead. 3 other things that you want for the future instead of this past that you're thinking about, and see if you can change the tone of voice inside your head. So I'm hearing a song in my head. I think it came for Libra the last time. It's a zombie with, I've forgotten the name of the group, but it's in your head. They're still fighting. Okay, and here we have intensity, and it's Knight of Wands in reverse. So it's Sagittarius usually, but it's probably talking about you, Leo. Can be Aries, of course, as well. Here you have Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sagittarius, they are signs that's arm to arm with each other. It's very future-oriented. Transformation always wants to make things better, but they're doing so with kind of sacrificing themselves, like the bird phoenix, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and then waking again. And Sagittarius is very goal oriented. They want what they want. So this is very It's very creative signs, and it's I'm thinking it's talking about your creations that's kind of turned against you. You are creating your own hell on earth with the trauma that you have lived through. Okay, so Leo. And here we have change, and it comes underneath source. So your soul wants to change this for you. Your own soul wants to come and rescue you. You have fought well. You have been this trooper, life after life. You have done things that other people wouldn't dare to do. But it has left a mark. But your own soul is here to take it away from you, this mark, and just digest the experience that you got from it, so you will be even more than you were before. So what you need to do is to kind of reconnect with your beautiful inside, with your beautiful, the dreams that you had when you came, the one that you were when you came. Probably you were already kind of traumatized. This kind of things that we saw when I shuffled the cards is not something that just comes during one lifetime. Usually, it's something that had added up to here, but here it's like rolling the dice. So it's time to roll the dice. It's time to start to create something different. What you saw now is what you're going to reap tomorrow. So it's very, very important. This is April, first part of May. This is second part of May. You need to focus your energy to what you want to have instead of what you had, okay, that you didn't want to have. Complicated, I understand. And here we have friendliness. So it's some kind of love that wants to come true, some kind of disappointment in love, probably from the past, and you have clinging on to the past card, but it's in the reverse. So it probably means that you could fix this now. You could change this. It's just that your creation energy is a little bit off. It's like it's one frequency off. You need to tune it. You need to calibrate it, and then you can create something much more beautiful for yourself, something that you really want. It doesn't have to be love. It can be money, anything that makes you feel yummy inside, okay? So you can feel yummy inside no matter the circumstances on the outside, but it's sure a lot easier if you stop creating mess on the outside to feel yummy on the inside. And here we have this, the compromise card. It's 6 connected to the Lovers card, and this is 2 of Cups, so it's a little bit like the minor arcana Lovers card. So some of you might have either be, since it's a fire sign, or have like a player kind of person in your life and that dies hard. So for example, if we are a player kind of person and we play with other people, it doesn't have to be in love. It can be in many circumstances, being manipulative and wanting what we want for our own sake and not for someone else's sake. We do this for a reason, because we also believe in scarcity. So if you are with a person that exploits you in some way, they are just another you, okay? They have just chosen another way to deal with it, and that's why your situation is lopsided. So either you will be like the victim or the one that victimizes other people, and it's just different choices, but the same issue in the foundation, and that issue is some kind of trauma, thinking that life won't give me this, so I need to steal it, or life won't give me this, so I just become satisfied with breadcrumbs, or hanging around with people in situation that doesn't make me happy, but it's all I can get. So it's a little bit off. It's just like the frequency is off a little bit. Here we have June, going into June, and we have the inner voice, so it's also another 2. We have 2 friendliness, 2 the inner voice. So I'm thinking self-love is the key here, both for the player and the one that gets played. And I'm not meaning player just like a sexual thing, but also when it comes to, it can be your boss playing you and not letting you feel the windfall of your own work, for example, or any kind of situation. But if you start to respect yourself and love yourself, and also believe in yourself and that first dream, it's some kind of first dream that you have that still wants to come true. It's still like smoking, smoking hot here. It's like a smoking gun I'm feeling here. So some of you might also, since the card comes in the reversed here, some of you might have made yourself free from these kind of influences. Okay, so you have stopped it, but it's in your head still. It's like in your head, it's still going on with, we have that card in this row, so saying that you can't stop reminiscing about it. So even if you're free from the situation, the person or circumstances, it's still happening inside your head. We left this war in Beirut for, it's like 30 years ago, but they're still fighting. Okay. So, and here we have the aloneness card. So aloneness is the hermit in the reverse. So it seems like you need to figure this out in your loneliness. We have here patience, Sagittarius in the reversed, and this aloneness. So I think the investigation needs to go inwardly. There's no need to continue reminiscing about why certain people did certain things, or why luck wasn't turning your way, or why universe is so unfair to you, because you won't find the answers in the outside circumstances. You will find the answer in the creator that lives inside of you, kind of your thought machine or your feeling machine. So your soul wants to come through here, but it's hard, so because there's some kind of blockage inside of you, so you need to go like an adventurer deep inside to find the belief system that you have inside of you, that's creating the life that you don't want. Okay, so how do you find this? Start with feeling your feelings, and also see your thoughts. Monitor yourself, like watch yourself with the eye watching what like what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and get to know yourself really, really good. And also start, I'm usually not so fond of this. I usually just want you to get aware. The change will come by its own accord, but it seems like you're a little bit hard nut to crack, Leo. So I advise you to actually start to change your thought patterns. Okay, not just monitor them, but start to change them. So when you're thinking, as I said, one bad thing, think 3 opposite good things. Okay, that's kind of the same thing, but proof. You need to prove to yourself that is good in the world, instead of believing this scary story that you're telling yourself over and over and over again until it's true. Okay, so the last card here is comparison, and it's 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords, it's battle, conflict. It's this dynamic again between the people that wants to steal and the one that becomes bestolen. So I'm thinking either you, Leo, are the victim or the victimizer. It's not like one is more pure and better than the other. It's just 2 different ways, as I said, to solve the same problem. And we have a 5 here and 5 here. So I'm thinking you need to space off from people, because you need to figure this out for yourself. And as soon as you go out with your little nose outside the world, you will find the same thing, since you are thinking the same thing over and over again. So you're still, the momentum is still saying that you are still creating crappy situations in your life where there's still fighting. Okay, so even if you say that you have a narcissistic mother that died 15 years ago, you still hear her voice in your head. Okay, or another example, the first job that you have, the boss that was unpleasant and was unjust towards you, you still hear his voice in your head, and it's 40 years ago. Okay, so this kind of things. And why? And then it's also manifested in your life. You see, it's die hard. It doesn't want to die. You're creating the same things again and again. But the good news is that you're a very creative creator, and you want to come out of prison. So you just need to put up a little bit of awareness to this. So also when people are fighting with you, maybe you shouldn't go into that fight so much. Just watch them, hear what they are saying, and see what's actually happening between you, because a lot of things that's happening in your life might be projections, or you just going into the same role over and over and over again, and therefore the same kind of things is repeating also over and over again in your life. Okay, so I will read the change card for you. Hopefully it's good news. So it's the center card, so it's the center of the reading. It's the center energy of the reading. It's what rules the reading. The symbol in this card is an enormous wheel representing time, fate, karma. Galaxies spin around this constantly moving circle, and the 12 signs of the zodiac appear on its circumference. Just inside the circumference are the 8 triagrams of the I Ching, and even closer to the center are the 4 directions, each illuminated by the energy of lightning. The spinning triangle is at this moment pointed upward towards the divine, and the Chinese symbol of yin and yang, male and female, creative and receptive, lies at the center. It has often been said that only unchanging things in the world is change itself. Life is constantly changing, evolving, dying, and being reborn. All opposites play a part in this vast circular pattern. If you cling to the edge of the wheel, you can get pretty dizzy. Move towards the center of the cyclone and relax, knowing that this too will pass. Life repeats itself mindlessly. Unless you become mindful, it will go on repeating like a wheel. That's why Buddhists call it the wheel of life and death, the wheel of time. It moves like a wheel. Time, life, and there we have death card. It moves like a wheel. Birth is followed by death, death is followed by birth, love is followed by hate, hate is followed by love, success is followed by failure, failure is followed by success. Just see. If you can watch for a few days, you will see a pattern emerging, a wheel pattern. One day, a fine morning, you are feeling so good and so happy, and another day you are so dull, so dead that you start thinking of committing suicide. And just the other day, you were so full of life, so blissful, that you were feeling thankful to God, that you were in a mood of deep gratefulness, and today there is great complaint, and you don't see why one should go on living. And it goes on, but you don't see the pattern. Once you see the pattern, you can get out of it. Okay, so it kind of sums up what I said. I'm sorry, I was a little bit worried about you, but it seems like you're in good hands, okay? Just trust your inner voice and you will be able to deal with this. I'm thinking you won't continue to repeat this so much longer, because you have this very strong, both the Page of Cups and the inner voice. So you're very in tune to your feelings right now. And if you just can digest them and also watch what is happening over and over and over again, and when you become mindful, the pattern will cease to exist. But also, I'm still thinking you need to do the exercise. Okay, so I'm going to take a Wild Current Yin Oracle card for my dear Leo viewers. Sisters of Shambhala shows the way. Beautiful. It's 43. 44. 43. Okay. You have many brothers and sisters who are guiding you now. They understand where you are on your divine path and how to successfully navigate all matters of concerns so that you can cross the threshold from the old world to the golden temple. Your prayers for your purpose to be revealed and to manifest have been heard, as have your prayers for help in all matters, and you shall be shown the way through, supported every step of the way. Shambhala is a sacred spiritual place where many highly advanced spiritual beings are said to reside in service to the spiritual evolution of humanity. The only difference between these beings and the rest of humanity is the degree to which their will is in alignment with the divine will. This oracle brings you a nudge on your path from the holy ones, a loving but definitive push in a particular direction to fulfill your divine destiny. You'll feel the guidance for what steps you need to take and when, from within your own heart. It's this inner voice card. If you ever waver into impatience or confusion, come out of your head and listen closely to your heart. You'll know what you need to know and when you need to know it. Trust in the beings that love you unconditionally, and trust in yourself. Rely more upon your team of spiritual guidance for assistance. This will not weaken you in any way or diminish your empowerment either. It will instead allow you to be supported so you can support others too. Okay, so beautiful. You just need to become aware of this this mind pattern that's going on with you, both with your thoughts and with your feelings. So you can free yourself from the old pattern, because it's like your soul is really like pushing walls to come through, but you still have something to do, you still have something to solve. It's still like you have enemies out there, and you need to make these enemies friends by not becoming touched by them anymore. So if you have people that's really rubbing you the wrong way, be grateful, because these people are going to show you your trauma. So stay with the emotions that come up from this rubbing the wrong way, and you will be healed. Okay, so it's a great reading. It's just you are so powerful. So when you create things, good or bad, it's really come to life. So be a little bit more mindful, so things will turn into a better cycle of life. Okay, so thank you, my dear Leos, for watching, and I welcome you back to my beginning of June reading that I will perform in the mid-month of May. Okay, bye bye.